That's better, I guess. Or not. It's not even better. Hi, Fresh Baked. So while I get myself organized here, yeah. So I want to open this show up initially just to talk about Critter Country reopened today. We were down there with our cameras at Rope Drop, and I had a really good time taking in the new scene. Got a video out real quick, and I enjoyed that very much. But one of the conversations that I want to have is they're still calling it Critter Country, and while I was there, it still felt very much Critter Country. It didn't feel like Bayou Country to me at all, but I understand why they're changing the name. But they were also still playing the music, the regular Critter Country music, mostly Winnie the Pooh. And I wanted to ask you guys, what do you think of that? Because what's going to happen when they turn this into Bayou Country? We're not going to hear that music anymore, and that made me sad. That made me sad a little bit. I'm usually pretty like, I'll live and I get over it and I just keep moving on. And, the park has changed over the years in many different ways, so we just adapt and move on. But I don't know, man. I think I really love the music. I really love the Critter Country music. And I don't know, my laptop is taking forever to load up here. But I'm going to ask you guys in a second. Where did I get this t-shirt? I don't even know where I got this t-shirt, to be honest. I don't know. No, I don't want that. I want that. Okay. Go. Give me 1 second. Oh, that's right. I want to make a poll. That's what I want to do. I'm going to put a poll up. I kind of already know the answer to that poll, but I'm going to put it up anyway. Okay, there. And we're gonna pin. Oh, that's already pinned, right? This is gonna be a bloodbath. Okay, thank you to Jeff Nelson for the $2 gift. Where are you going to put Pandora? I'm putting Pandora in the Simba parking lot. But let's stay on topic for a little bit. Let's try to stay on Bayou Country versus Critter Country. I get why they're naming it Bayou Country, because, they're trying to explain why you have Tiana's Palace or Tiana's Bayou Adventure in Critter Country. So they're trying to put those things together. I get that, but I mean, personally, the main point that I would want to make is that I don't care. I don't really care what they name it. So I don't think it matters what they name it. I don't think anybody else really cares either. So just leave it Critter Country, I guess is the point I'm saying. That's the point I want to make, is that I don't feel like they need to call it Bayou Country. I understand why they think they do, right? Because, so much of this type of stuff gets overthought. And does it even really matter? I don't think so. Lots of critters in the bayou, certainly. Yeah. There's critters all over the place. Critters are universal. And Critter Country does sound better. I like alliteration, and I think that's a typical thing in marketing and naming things. Look at Marvel. He knew every single Marvel character is alliterative. There's a guy who leaned into alliteration. Thank you to Nate for the $2 gift. Jill Karugati is in the park. Hit the like button. Okay. Thanks, Nate. And we'll get to Jill here in a second. Thank you to Jungle Cruiser for the $5 gift. Saw a post on X with photos of new trash cans. They said, help keep our bayou clean. Did you see them? My name is Indian Critters in Bayou Country. I'm not sure what that last part means, but I did see those photos. Yeah, so I guess they're going to call this, we're in the bayou now. And so Winnie the Pooh is in the bayou. That's stranger than I think, putting Winnie the Pooh in the bayou is stranger than putting the Bayou Adventure in Critter Country, in my opinion. It's Adrian, gifted $5. Thank you. Why would they go all out to brand the ride with critters? I agree. With Lewis's Critter Club, I agree. But remove critter in the land's name. I agree. All the words you said, I agree with it, Adrian. Tyler, the Retrophila, gifted $5. Thank you. How is Winnie the Pooh and Hungry Bear in the bayou? Critter Country is more broad term. Critter Country is mythical. It could be anywhere and anything. It's not a real place. You could technically argue. I take that back. The bayou is definitely a real place, right? We all know where the bayou is, and there's only one bayou, right? Can you call any place else the bayou? Do they have? I know they have Everglades, but is the bayou strictly speaking New Orleans, or do I not know my whatever that is? Like, do they call anything in Florida a bayou? I know they have Florida. Okay, thank you. That's what I was kind of wondering. I don't know if they call that just the Glades or if they call it a bayou or not. It certainly is regional, at least. So a bayou is actually just a type of swamp, not a... Oh, okay. That actually helps. A bayou is a type of swamp as opposed to a geographic location. Okay. So then I did have it wrong. But still, I think most people would agree. Tell me where the bayou is, and they're going to tell you it's in New Orleans. Right? I mean, that's what people are going to say. Like the Alps. Where are the Alps? But in the end, I guess, does it really matter? It goes back to that question. Are we really going to die on this hill on either side? I mean, I you know what I mean? It's like, I get the conversation. I get the argument. And I'm just doing this for fun because I wanted to kick off this show with a conversation. Just for fun. Somebody said the 100-acre wood, where'd that go? 100-acre wood is not a bayou. Certainly it is not. Actually, the 100-acre wood is it's not a real place, but it's based on a real place, which is some shire in England somewhere. So certainly that's not a bayou. Yeah. I kind of just wish they would have just left it Critter Country, I guess. I guess that's my point. And they sure seemed like they were going in that direction. I was locked in. I was positive it was going to stay Critter Country. I guess what they're trying to do is make it New Orleans without actually calling it New Orleans Square. Because, I mean, now you've got New Orleans Square becomes this massive land. I don't know. No, I'm not sunburnt. It's the vibrancy, the saturation in some of the in the way that the picture is being communicated to you. Because when I look on my phone, I look normal. I'm tan, regular tan, not burnt. It's very, I don't know what it is, but what's the word I'm looking for? Where the tint? There's a tint applied. I don't know. Adam Konis, they wanted the land's theme tied to its signature ride. Well, that goes without saying, Adam. I understand that completely from the outset. They're gonna have an attraction called Tiana's Bayou Adventure, but I just feel like you're tying yourself up in knots trying to make all sense of this. Just who cares? Just own it. Just let it go. Let it roll. Color temperature. Thank you, Bruce. Like, stop trying to figure it out and just let it be. Stop trying. It's like quicksand, you know? The more you fight it, the worse it gets. So just stop struggling and just let it go. Let it be Critter Country. Who cares? Honestly, who really cares? Jungle Cruiser gifted $5. Thank you. I was using all three names of that area since Disneyland was open. Indian Village, Critter Country, and now Bayou Country. Well, that's true. This isn't, it hasn't always been Critter Country. It was Bear Country once before. And before that, it was the Indian Village. So it's not like this is, a new thing that they've done. Yeah. That poll is still cranking out an 80% win rate for Critter Country right now. Will Tiana's be open early? I doubt it. There are critters in the bayou, certainly. So, and certainly you could put a bayou in a Critter Country because a Critter Country is not a real place. It could be anything. Right? Are there little huggable bears in the bayou? Are there tigers and Eeyores in the bayou? I wonder when Hungry Bear will open, asks Dom6. I don't know. I wonder too, but I think it's going to be soon. I do think it'll be soon. The only thing that's really triggering me right now in this conversation is the music. That's really the thing that's kind of got me, because you just know they're going to put in Bayou music, right? Because they've already got the radio thing set up. Unless they can keep the music on the Tiana side, and then when you get to the back over there by Pooh Corner, you can amplify the Winnie the Pooh music. Do you think that's possible? Sound experts out there, is it possible that they can split the sound in such a way that they don't cross over, that there's no, crossover? I think that's a good question. If they could do that, at least then I might be okay. Because I don't want to lose the Winnie the Pooh music. Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. It makes me happy. Doesn't it make you happy? Don't you feel good when you're on Pooh Sticks River or Pooh Sticks Bridge? Doesn't it just make you feel good hearing that music? It's like Main Street. I feel good when I walk down Main Street and I hear that music. It's always like, it brings me, it sets the mood, it sets the tone, makes you happy. Jungle Cruiser, give the $5, thank you. The post for Christmas decor and experiences at Disney Resort say the holiday season starts with Tiana's Bayou Adventure on 11/15. Yeah. 11/15 is the first day for Tiana's, and it's also the first day of the Christmas season, technically. Are they really calling it 2 weeks? Is that normal? Refresh my memory. Is it normally 2 weeks in between the end of Halloween and the beginning of Christmas? Chubby Brute, give the $5. Thank you. Enjoyed your Oogie Boogie video. Inspired my wife and I to attend again. Appreciate your tips to make the best of it. Yeah, I mean, Oogie Boogie's fun. It's fun. We took it a little bit. We weren't quite as, what's the word? Like part commando about it. Yeah, so 1 week. That's what I thought. It's normally like 1 week, which is wild. They're doing so we're getting just 6 weeks of Christmas this year, right? Maybe it's, yeah, not quite, not nearly as aggressive. I mean, if I didn't get anything, if there are things we missed, I didn't really care. I was not in a hurry. Were you there to check out Space Mountain on the 6th? I sure hope so, but that is a date that might, oh boy, September 6th. I think I'm doing something that day. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing something. I got to look into that. I got to ask, hey, wife, what am I doing on September 6th? I know she knows. She's got my schedule. Jungle Cruiser, get the $2. Thank you. I got 14 pounds of candy at Oogie Boogie. Yeah, we stopped collecting candy. We each got the bags, Liz and I, and we filled it up, and then we just stopped collecting candy. We just walked through the trails. If Pooh gets cut, I will be devastated. But where is that coming from? Where do you think that Pooh's going to get cut? Why do you think Pooh's going to get cut? That you are spending emotion on something that's not going to happen. That's creating anxiety out of nothing. What kind of candy do they give out? You got to watch our Oogie Boogie Bash video. We did a whole review on the candy. We poured it out on the table and we went through it just like you did when you were a kid.
Did you forget again?
Yeah.
Honey.
What?
I'm leaving for New York.
It's September 6th.
Correct.
Shoot, that's the first day of Space Mountain.
Then we need a babysitter.
Oh, okay, we got to look into that. It's just going to be for the morning. I would only need it for like an hour or two. I had a feeling. That's why I was confirming. That's why I asked the internet to tell my wife that I need to know what time, what day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so busy the whole day.
Was that Laramie that texted you?
No, just Kim Birdley, right? I think.
I love how we communicate through the live stream.
I know. Like I was like, let me just go out there. Yeah, I'm going to New York for the very first time ever.
Yeah, have fun with that. Gearhead Man, get the $5. Thank you. Is not Berry Farm really closing the end of October this year? What is that? Where did that come from? Somebody help me out why he's asking that. I don't understand. No, it's not closing. Like forever, you mean? I'm not sure what that is. What's he talking about? Don Kelly, get the $5. Thank you. Glad to see that the Pooh Q renovation doesn't look like they will be making it a lightning lane ride. Pooh? No. There's absolutely no reason to do that. What did Inside... Okay, it's Inside the Magic. Okay, somebody catch me up on Inside the Magic. I blocked Inside the Magic, so I don't get their news. There's no reason for Little Mermaid, but there's even less reason for Winnie the Pooh. Actually, for what it's worth, Little Mermaid used to have Lightning Lane way back in the day. There was Lightning Lane for Little Mermaid a long time ago. CBCJR, get the $20. Thank you. I heard from Walt Disney World that they are closing. Whoop. What's going on there? What's happening? That they are closing the red car trolley. It's one of the things Walt Disney spoke of when he arrived in Los Angeles. It's mentioned in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Yeah, CBC, there's been a lot of discourse on the red car trolley. They're closing it, yeah, in order to begin building the new e-ticket. That is a true story. It's Adrian, get the $5. Thank you. The Critter Country music was Splash Mountain Q music, and always had both music playing on their respective sides. That's right. Could you hear Zippity Doo Dah? No, not Zippity Doo Dah, but the other ride music on one side and Winnie the Pooh music on the other? You could, right? Knott's Berry Farm confirms permanent closure after Halloween outing. Not the whole park, right? Certainly not the whole park. Okay, now I got to read this. They're talking about a permanent closure of an attraction, I'm sure. Let me see. People need to start reading the whole article. Yeah, it's just an attraction. A permanent enclosure. It's just one of the mazes. It's just one of the houses at Scary Farm, the Waxworks house. See, this is why you got to cancel. This is why you need to block Inside the Magic. This is why you need to ignore Inside the Magic. And any other site that does stuff like this, you got to go beyond the headline. You got to go beyond the headline, you guys. They lie to you. They lie to you. Laramie on the Loose, get the $5. Thank you. They're closing Knott's Berry Farm and changing it to Knott's Bayou Farm. Boy, that would be an outrage. Tyler the Retrophiliac, get the $5. Thank you. It's going to be cool to compare both Tiana's Bayou. I know Adam the Woo always liked the Magic Kingdom version of Splash. Yes, he did, but he also liked Tiana's too. Yeah, guys, just unsub to Inside the Magic and take them off of your feeds or whatever you do. They're just the worst. They're literally the worst. They represent everything that's wrong with the internet. Gearhead man, but I just like reading headlines and jumping to conclusions. Well, well then I guess keep subscribing then. What is Inside the Magic? I don't want to explain it. I don't. They used to be a reputable Disney news site, and then they got bought out. Ricky, I can't remember his last name. Brigante? Is that right? He sold it to another guy, and that guy just turned it into the garbage dump of clickbait news. Deania Bowers, get the $5. Thank you. I'm so afraid that Pooh's days are numbered. Oh, no, not at all. I don't think that corporate really cares what makes you think Pooh won't disappear, because Winnie the Pooh is one of the top 10 most profitable IPs in the world. In the world, Winnie the Pooh is. Winnie the Pooh moves the needle. Star Wars, whatever, Pokemon, whatever, name an IP, Pooh is in the top 10. Winnie the Pooh makes a ton of money, and they're never going to end. That's why it has its own gift shop. It's this huge, they can sell merchandise for days on Winnie the Pooh. DDD Slobber Knocker gifted $50. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. There is value in passing on a beloved experience from one generation to the next. Walt said, keep moving forward. But change is hard, and the loss of being able to share the same experience with loved ones is tough. Thanks for all you do. That's a very true sentiment. I would agree with that. But I think one of the things that we find is that all we need in days like this is time and distance. Time and distance is the best cure for whatever ails you. Time and distance is an elixir of magical quality. So while we're feeling that now, and go ahead and feel that feeling now, remember that this too shall pass, and there will come a time when everything will be, fine. It'll just be fine. I conduct this thought experiment often. Try to imagine Disneyland in 100 years. In 100 years, do you think that Disneyland is going to look exactly like it is today? And I don't know anybody who would say, yes, Disneyland's going to look exactly like it does today in 100 years. So once you accept that fact, once you accept the fact that change is impossible to avoid, that it will change, it simply must, because that's life. Then you start to be okay with it. And the small things become, whatever, it's fine, it's a small thing. There are still things that will make me shake my fist, and there might be a line that they cross, i.e. the rivers of America at Disneyland. But in general, I might distaste, I might like, gosh, Critter Country's fine, the music, whatever, but I would get over it. I'd get over it. Chubby Brute, gift of $5. Thank you. Do you think Coco could fit in Paradise Gardens? No, it could not. If they put it behind a credit coaster, how do you think they get under the track? Well, in the same way that we go under the train at, Haunted Mansion and wherever else. It's the same concept. You would narrow the path, and you could easily create a little hallway that goes under the track, a themed hallway, and then you come out the other side, and they're in a big building behind the track on the other side of the tracks. I'm not worried about that at all. Eminem, get the $5, thank you. Pooh being a top 10 IP in the world despite being banned in China is wild. Well, the world is a big place. And I'm pretty sure that, is it really banned in China? What's their reason? I don't know the story behind that. Magic Kingdom, or Maxic Kingdom said it right there. Toy Story Mania does also go under the track. It does. That is true. Article, went to opening day of Food and Wine Festival at Epcot, and I don't think it's as good as DCA's. I've never been to no, did I? No, I went to the arts one at Epcot. I saw the photos of that little space. Man, Disney should be embarrassed with themselves over that space that they've created at Communicore and what they're using it for Food and Wine Festival, which is a big deal. The Food and Wine Festival, I mean, that you really want to go out for something like that. You want to knock that out. And they built that, whatever it is that they did. It's terrible. It's Adrian, get the $5. Thank you. Does anybody remember Critter Country music they used to play in the queue for Winnie the Pooh? Can we have that back? You mean it wasn't the same music we're playing now? I mean, for as long as this is only, or I should say I only know as far as I've been going, which is the last, 12, 13 years? So you talk about before that? Siri says Winnie the Pooh is not banned in China. Okay. Thanks, Siri. Yeah, can we get chat OpenAI on that too? Kimberly G, can we ask why you guys are going to New York? I am not going to New York. My wife is going. It's on a girls' trip. She's taking a trip with her friends. They're going to go see Cabaret and get bagels and pizza. Things that my wife has never had a New York bagel. She's never had a New York slice. She's never had a New York hot dog. She's never been to a Broadway musical. So she's going to experience some things that are truly magical because I have done and seen all those things. And I would tell you that there is no bagel like a New York bagel, and there is no slice of pizza like a New York slice. And Broadway musicals are pretty fantastic. And so are the hot dogs. David Chad, give the $5. Thank you. Quick thank you for your content. You are welcome. The construction updates are fun and helpful for trip planning. I appreciate you saying that. We're trying to educate or inform people as much as possible. It's Adrian, get the $2. Thank you. Critter Country Christmas music, I meant to say. Oh, is that different? Do they do Christmas music? Jungle Cruiser, get the $5. Thank you, David. 100 years, the Mark Twain will take you to a Native American casino as gambling comes to Disney Resort. Sorry, that was a nightmare I had last week. Yeah, don't say that stuff out loud. Don't put that kind of thing into the universe. Because that's exactly the kind of thing that I could see happening in 100 years. I always think of shows like Futurama, where, or the movie like, what's that movie that, what's his name did? It was the same guy, wasn't it? Was it Mike Judge? No, Mike Judge is different. Mike Judge, who did Idiocracy? Was that Mike Judge? I think of Idiocracy or I think of Futurama when I think about how things are going to evolve and how we perceive things from the past in the future. I could totally see something like that being a thing. Hi, honey. What's up? Yeah? Is she going? Is it night time?
Take a bath at night.
Say goodnight, honey. You gotta say goodnight.
Wait.
Are you looking for you? There's a delay.
I can't see it.
Yeah, I know. The internet's got a delay.
Okay, can you say goodnight, Fresh Baked?
Good night.
Boy, it's really late. Wow. You can see you up there. How about up there?
Say goodnight,
Say
Fresh
goodnight.
Baked.
Good night.
There you go. You did it.
Good
Ah. Good night, honey. I love you.
night.
See you in the morning.
Ow, ow.
I know, it's a horrible spot. Come here.
Is that Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it's for Thanksgiving.
Courtney gifted $6. Thank you very much. Pooh was banned in China. He was being compared to a general secretary, so the government shut it down. Is that true? That sounds wild. Tristan Sable Rose gifted $10. Thank you. So if summer is no longer the busy time, and the fall is, it seems odd that Disney continues to scale back entertainment like Fantasmic as of next week. Any idea when World of Color will be back? Well, World of Color is under refurb. They're not closing it because it's out of season. I think they're trying to fix it. That's a very touchy. World of Color, it's kind of like Indiana Jones. It's the Indiana Jones of shows, I suppose. I don't know what's going on. Fantasmic has got problems of its own also. Fantasmic it's really off to a rough start. It was not ready for prime time. Fantasmic wasn't. So they're having to shut it down in order to also tackle other problems that they're having with the show. You'll notice that the show is just not 100% like it was. Okay. Super Barry gifted $5. Thank you. If they did a Tomorrowland overhaul that required removing Star Tours, my heart wishes it, or 3.0 could be incorporated somehow into Galaxy's Edge. Star Tours will never survive any update to Tomorrowland, I'm sorry to say. It would not survive. Nor would it make it over to Galaxy's Edge. It just won't. Galaxy's Edge requires something new and shiny. If they were to update Tomorrowland, also it would have to be updated to something new and shiny. I just don't see Disneyland. I'm not saying that that's the way it should be, but that's how Disney would treat it. They'd want some of the new shiny stuff. I love old rides. My favorite rides are the old ones. But no, it's a 50-year-old. Was it 50? 40? 40? How old is Star Tours? It's like 40 years old. I don't even think they got the parts to fix that damn thing anymore. Bernie, get the $5. Thank you. Hey, David, did you hear on social media that Disney is retiring the red car trolley at TCA? Something about expanding Avengers Campus. Yeah, Bernie, we did a whole article on social. I was part of that social media conversation. I wonder, do people not follow Fresh Baked on Twitter? I shot a video yesterday, actually, which we're going to hope to have out. When am I putting that out? Friday. No, Saturday? What day is today? We're gonna have it Saturday over the weekend. I'm gonna tell you what I think the future is for Red Car Trolley. So bookmark that. That there will be a big conversation about Red Car Trolley on YouTube. But yes, that's a true story. Lots of people who don't do Twitter. Is Fresh Baked on Threads? No, we are not. At least not directly. I think we could be, but I mean, how do you switch the Threads from Instagram? Do you just toggle, or is it a separate website? So the State of DCA report is coming tomorrow. Somebody was asking about that. We're doing a State of I had to push back everything because of all what happened today with Critter Country. I was gonna publish State of DCA today. Yes, I was going to publish it today, but then I decided not to. I decided to put the Critter Country, Bayou Country thing, that went out today instead. But nobody's got Twitter on here. Now, curious why that is? Is that because of you just don't like social media, or did you cancel it after, because of all the garbage that they... Dude, I was looking at a post, and you know how Twitter has the post you're looking at, and then underneath it they'll recommend other posts to you. All of it spam, all of it porn. I couldn't believe it. Twitter, it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks, and that they have just lost the script. X has lost the script. Yeah, so I don't blame you if you don't go on Twitter. I don't blame you. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing with that site. I stay there because, it's helpful for engagement, and, you want to have a social, it's part of the big funnel. It's part of the whole content funnel and all that. Actually, for a lot of people, everything begins with Twitter. So I stay there to, also to just kind of test out topics and see what people's reactions are to certain conversations. Like, for example, the red car trolley. We did an article on Twitter for the red car trolley, and that got a really good response. So it confirmed that I should go out and make a video about the red car trolley, which I did, which I shot yesterday. I don't know if you guys saw me in DCA yesterday, running around the park, filming all kinds of red car trolley stuff. As Emily Camille, as a nobody, Twitter feels like shouting into the void. That's 90% of Twitter is just screaming, and then you just move on. You get upset about a thing, and you yell, and then you look at the next post, and you go, oh, there's another thing for me to be upset about, and you scream into the void. And there's actually no discourse. They pretend that there's discourse on Twitter, but there really isn't. Just like there's really no discourse happening even in YouTube comments or anywhere else for social media for that matter. There's no actual conversation happening. It's just people being, angry about something for the most part. And I don't mean all comments, by the way, to come to YouTube. Whenever there's like an exchange that's happening, very often that exchange is about people being angry at each other. I get lots and lots of very positive, affirmative comments, but they're not a conversation, I guess is what I'm saying. Kelsey Roberts, will you be doing a guided tour of DCA next? Yes, I will at some point, but I don't know what the timeline is for that yet. Bill Crawford, have you read the article from Boardwalk Times? They think Pandora might be built in downtown Disney because of Toy Story shopping area. I don't know what that means. Downtown Disney? Oh, no, they're incorrect. No, you're talking about the Toy Story parking lot, and they're going to turn that into a shopping area. The Toy Story parking lot is not being turned into a shopping lot. It's not another downtown Disney. The Toy Story parking lot is going to be a hotel. It's going to be a mixed-use hotel that's going to have some show, and it's going to have some retail. You're going to be able to shop as part of your hotel experience, but it is 100% going to be a hotel. So that doesn't. I think what the Boardwalk Times is thinking. I'm assuming. I haven't read the article. I haven't seen it, but I'm assuming they're thinking if they're going to build that over Toy Story, that makes the other downtown Disney irrelevant and unnecessary because you don't need two downtown Disneys. But that's just speculation. That's just them talking. But no, the Toy Story parking lot is going to be a hotel, and downtown Disney is going to stay downtown Disney. As a matter of fact, they might even grow downtown Disney further into towards the hotels, the Disneyland Hotel. Tyler the Retrophiliac gifted $5. Thank you. Do you believe Hollywood Studios and DC are the redheaded stepchildren of American parks? Well, that implies that they don't deserve it. That implies that they're treated unfairly or improperly. They are the two worst parks. It is what it is, right? I can't think that if anybody in this world, I guess there are people who do like DCA, I suppose. I shouldn't say anyone. But the majority of rankings would have probably DCA above Hollywood Studios, I think. Although Hollywood Studios is now a little bit better than it used to be because they've got Galaxy's Edge and Toy Story. But I think that's a fair assessment. CVCJR, get the $20. Thank you. A Disney YouTuber thinks the Avatar experience is going into the Hollywood backlot and the space behind it. Another Disney YouTuber thinks no, it's going into Grizzly Peak and Redwood Creek, but Coco is going to the Hollywood backlot. Well, everybody can think stuff. That doesn't mean they're right. There's certainly room for a conversation. I don't know how many people actually know, but I will say this. I have been calling Simba for a long time for Avatar, and I have some support for that opinion, but it's still not confirmed. There are people there, I think, where there's like some of the confusion might be, or the dissenting opinions, is because somebody will say, I know a guy who knows a guy. And that guy that he knows saw a concept art or saw a model or something like that, and it's in the backlot or something. But I believe that there's every possibility that Disney would have created models and concept art for all of the possibilities for Grizzly Peak, for a Hollywood backlot, and for Simba. Pardon me. It helps them to better make an informed decision. They're not going to make or draw up just one piece of concept art and say, that's it. This concept art is final. You know what I mean? There very easily could be concept art for the backlot. There very easily could be concept art for Grizzly Peak. I'm sure there is. So I don't think it's settled. I'm not even positive they are 100% on any decision right now. Okay. All right, Line, I'm not going to answer your question or address it because you're spamming. I would have liked to have commented on that, but I think I have to ask you to stop that. Please, thank you. Gene H, does DCA serve the same food items during the day that they serve during Oogie Boogie nights? Does Oogie Boogie even have its own food? I'm trying to think. Do they have their own food separate from the regular Halloween food? There is Halloween food that's served all day, but I don't know if there's separate Oogie Boogie food. Jeff, there is a 2024 Halloween foodie guide. Yes, just use those keywords and you'll find it. Keelan La Chica, get the $5. Thank you. I've been craving that chili relleno burrito ever since you and Liz tried it. It was pretty tasty. Yeah. Courtney, get the $2. Thank you. Rumor of a shooting in Magic Kingdom recently. I thought I saw something about that. I don't think there was a shooting. We would have heard that. You can't. Did somebody sneak a gun in? I don't know. That doesn't sound right. Can I get a source for that, please? Joseph Campanelli, get the $5. Thank you. Only problem I have with new Bayou Country name is, aside from the area in front of TBA, the land doesn't look like a bayou. Feels sort of forced. It is forced. That's a true story. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, once we can agree to that. Like, you're right. That's a valid observation. You're right. And then we just kind of keep going, I guess, right? What else are we gonna do? Oogie Boogie has some special chicken tenders. Those are not, I think those are all day, because I've seen them on the Hollywood, the foodie guide, the Halloween season foodie guide. I know the jalapeno or habanero, they serve those often at Flo's, whatever that's worth. Michael Budlong, I think an off-duty cop brought his gun. That was at Disneyland, but he never got into the park and he never fired it. These guys are saying an actual shooting occurred. But he wasn't let into the park. He was 86th. Scott Gustin just posted that there was a fight and a popping sound, no shooting. There's fights at Walt Disney World all the time. I don't know. I'd have to look into that, but I try to steer away from that kind of, that sort of, I don't know. I don't like TMZ type news. I stay away from that kind of stuff. I don't pay attention to that. I don't really care. It's salacious, and I'd rather just stay in my positive lane if I can help it. Oh, Jeff. No, it's too late. It's too late for me to do a review of the Foodie Guide, I'm afraid. Did I? No, I did a quick review of the Hungry Bear Foodie Guide on the news channel, but no, it came and passed. The moment passed, and I didn't have a chance to get back to it. And it's too late to do one now. But I tell you this, I looked at it and I wasn't that impressed. It was another season where there's just not enough savory. They don't do enough savory on these foodie guides. It's almost all sweets. Nate Ruiz, is that shirt in the park right now? No, I don't think this is a Disney shirt. I'm not sure. I gotta ask Liz, wife, if you're listening, where did I get this shirt? I don't know. She's putting the baby to bed, so I probably can't. She knows where I got this, but I don't think it's a Disney shirt. Any speculation when Hungry Bear will open and if it will have reservations? You know, as far as that second question goes, I've seen a lot of people ask that, or wonder if it was table service, but I don't know where that's coming from. The Hungry Bear is going to be just like it always was. There's no change in the way they're serving guests. It's going to still be quick service. And I feel like that's something that. Well, I don't know. I don't know where that's coming from, but no, there's no reservations. It's going to be quick service. It's going to be soon. I think it's going to be soon. When, I don't know, but I've been told to stay tuned, basically. Philip Conklin, get the $10. Thank you. Do you know what the secret is to pulling the sword from the stone? Well, Disney has to unlock it. It is unpullable at the moment. That feature, that effect is off. Disney has to turn that effect on. It is impossible to pull the sword from the stone at the moment. Disney has to, make that happen, and they don't do that anymore. They haven't done it in years. Matthew Gonzalez, get the $5. Thank you. What are the chances that Oogie Boogie will still be in DCA after Avatar Land is completed? Good. Chances are good, I would imagine. I don't see why not. If anything, I think that there might be a chance that we get two parties. We get one at both parks, I think. There's a chance for that. Donna Pendleton, Hungry Bear had the best onion rings. Afraid they are gone. Again, I don't know where that's coming from, Donna. I would think you're still going to be able to get onion rings. Onion rings go quite well with barbecue, and they're still going to serve a burger. Somebody had asked me, they were lamenting the fact that they were losing the burger at Hungry Bear. They're still serving the cheeseburger. You can still get that, and so I would imagine you're still going to be able to get onion rings too. Laramie, I missed an opportunity when somebody said, "What's the trick to pulling the sword out of the sword in this stone in Fantasyland?" I should have said the trick is to be the one true king. Right? You have to be the legitimate heir of. I don't know, Frey. How's it go? But that's the only way. Yeah, you have to be the king of England, basically. Space Mountain is going to reopen on September 6th. September 6th. Sorry, guys. I'm just reading some of these, getting caught up. Kimberly G, are you a front of the line guy when a new ride opens? No, as a matter of fact, I want to film the line. I don't care really when I see it. There's no urgency for me. I would rather film the scene. I'd rather watch the mayhem and record and be present for the mayhem than actually being concerned at all about being first in line. Adventures with Adam. That is no basis for a system of government. You are correct. Wait. Supreme power is derived by a mandate from the masses, not from some farcical aquatic ceremony. Strange women distributing swords in a swamp. I think I got mixed up. I think I got backwards. If I went around saying I was king because some wandering tart lobbed a sword at me, they'd put me away. Oh my God, I miss those guys so much. I mean, they're not gone, but I don't listen to it or watch that movie as much as I should. Nate, get the $2. Thank you. You are going to try to see Beetlejuice next week. I think we are going to. She's rich. She's beautiful. She's got huge tracts of land. Oh my God. I could do Monty Python for the rest of this night, you guys. We have 7 minutes. We got 7 minutes to knock out some Monty Python. Stop that. Never mind that. We're not going to have any of that. Now I can't even focus. I can't even focus now. Jungle Cruiser gifted $5. Per OCSD Florida, family fight was at Magic Kingdom. Pop was a balloon that popped. People panicked and started false rumor. Okay, well that makes sense. She turned me into a newt. A newt. I got better. What else floats? Anybody? Can anybody answer that for me, please? What else floats? Wait, I was doing the wrong bit. I said I got better. What was that? Or was that the Black Plague sketch? I can't remember. Duck. Very small rocks. Churches. So, if she weighs the same as a duck, then thank you to Nate for the $2 gift. 500 plus of you haven't hit the like button. Get on that. Yeah, what was that bit? The Bring Out Your Dead bit. I think I crossed over my quotes. The I got better is from the Bring Out Your Dead, isn't it? Or no, or was it? Was it the newt thing? I can't remember now. It was the newt part, right? I got better? Okay. I think I'll go for a walk. I feel happy. It's fair call. All right. We got 4 minutes, man. Thank you to Jungle Cruiser for the $5 gift. How about $600,000 to fix tiger scene at Jungle Cruise? There's a couple points you could make there. It sounds like a lot, but then again, maybe it's not, because I feel like they had to rebuild the whole thing. I feel like they had to rebuild the whole scene. And who knows how much things cost these days. But I also feel like that making movies and building things at theme parks are like the government and how much that costs for a hammer. Do you guys know the whole hammer? Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about and how much a hammer costs to the United States government. If you know that story, all that. Anybody? Because we're talking about government spending, 100 years ago, and the hammer thing. That's why I feel like movies and I feel like Hollywood and theme parks apply the same logic, the same sort of accounting as they do the whole hammer story. Yeah, I think was it a $600 hammer? Anybody? The government was spending $600 for a hammer, right? Was that it? This was like 30 years ago, right? It was like 30 years ago, this thing, and people were just like outraged. They were outraged by like, why are we paying $600 for a hammer? Why are my taxes paying for a $600 hammer? And that was how governments would hide money. They would say they spent $600 on a hammer, but they actually spent $10 on the hammer and $590 on a new Sherman tank, right? So they were hiding money somehow. And I feel like that's what Hollywood does, the Hollywood and theme parks. I feel like they're doing the same kind of crazy accounting. Because when you tell me that it costs $300 million to make Snow White, I'm like, I don't think it costs $300 million to make a movie. I don't think it does, right? No, it was definitely a hammer. There might have been a toilet seat story also, but there's definitely the hammer story is the one that I'm thinking of. That's including labor. That's including labor. But the hammer, but that's the whole point though, is that the hammer, there's no labor involved in buying a hammer. You say that a hammer costs $600. There's no labor attached to the purchase of a hammer. Or Aaron's asked, could a Toy Story parking lot be a third park? We did a video. If anybody wants to link this guy to the video, that would be helpful. But we did a video called "What is Disneyland Forward Really?" And I talk about the possibilities of turning the Toy Story lot into a third park. And the answer is, yeah, but it would be a really, really small park. It would be considerably smaller than DCA is even. And that's because of zoning. There's zoning issues there. Jungle Cruiser gifted $5. Thank you. Yes, they took $500 to build Stealth Fighter and other Black Book projects. Right, exactly. Yeah. Michael, why do I hear you doing that? It'd be a small third park in a Monty Python as a Monty Python bit. TSN, there's labor in building the hammer. Yeah, but they're not paying for the. You don't understand. Never mind. The government isn't building the hammer. The government is buying the hammer. They're not building the hammer. And if you're telling me that it costs $600 to build a hammer, but I can buy it for $10, then somebody's losing a lot of money. Somebody's losing a lot of money building hammers. Right, Michael? All right, I guess it's 8 o'clock, guys. I could do this for the rest of my life. Matter of fact, I'm going to go watch the Holy Grail right now, I think, and reminisce about. Guys, I drove to New York. It took me 3 days to drive to New York, and almost that entire trip that I listened to an 8 CD box set of Monty Python for 3 straight days driving to New York. It was everything, and I memorized so much of that show, or all the variety of shows, on that 3-day trip driving to New York, listening to that 8 CD box set from Monty Python. Good times. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you guys very much for joining us for this hour, and we appreciate you. We love you guys. We love you for your kindness and your support and your generosity and your fellowship. We love you. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. Respect.